Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be roasting or dehydrating and air frying some crickets. So it's pretty exciting because I've never actually seen anyone air fry any crickets before. So I'm really keen to see how they go, and with the dehydrator that's going to be pretty straightforward, so hopefully you enjoy the video. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is we have our frozen crickets here, and for this video and for these cooking methods I'm actually going to boil the crickets. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm just not exactly sure how they're going to go cooking and killing all the bacteria in these two devices. So when you use an oven or if you use a pan, like, you're cooking pretty thoroughly, so it actually makes it like you can almost feel that like there's going to be no bacteria left by the end of the cooking process. So, but with these two, because I haven't done either of these before, I'm going to make sure that I actually give my crickets a good quick clean, and that's going to be using the colander and then also boiling the crickets. So here we are. First things first is tip them into the colander and making sure that we give them a nice rinse through. Next thing you want to do is bring the water to boiling temperature. Now that the water's come to boil, place our crickets in the boiling water. Give it a quick stir and check it every 5 minutes, but it will take about 10 minutes for these guys to be ready. Just make sure all the bacteria is killed off them before we go and dehydrate them and fan bake them. Or air fry them, should I say. Now that the crickets have been boiling for 10 minutes, we're going to take them out and chuck them into the dehydrator. Alright, the next step is we're going to dehydrate our crickets first, so the air fryer can go to the side for now, and we'll probably need about 2 trays worth of crickets for this next process. Now, you want to also just drain all the water out, so in a colander again after you boil them, and then we just want to spread our crickets out evenly all over the dehydrator. And the rest of these crickets will be used for the air fryer. Okay, now I'm going to plug this in and it's going to run for about 5 hours, and you just want to check on it every now and again to see that it's going alright. But this is, the setting on here is a setting called 3, but it's about 75 degrees. So running it for running it for 5 hours at 75 degrees. So let's see how we go. While our dehydrator is working in the background, we are also going to air fry our crickets in the meantime. So because we do roast our crickets at 100 degrees for 2 hours in the oven, it's recommended for roasting just everyday meat like chicken, pork, fish in the air fryer for about 20 to 30 minutes at 200 degrees. So I'm going to try that first off. I'm just going to chuck the crickets in here and switch it on 200 degrees for 20 minutes. I'm going to check on them, and if they need a little bit longer, then we'll go from there. But I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to turn out, because I really think that this could be beneficial for making different flavoured crickets and different flavoured roasted crickets. You know, you can put some spices and herbs in here while you cook them, so I'm really excited to see how it goes. So let's get the crickets in here and we'll get it all set up. Here are our crickets heading into the air fryer. We then just want to make sure it's on 200 degrees and going for 20 minutes. And also we will switch on the dehydrator and we'll give it a check in about 20 minutes time. Air fryer just finished up. Let's see how they look. Alrighty, these are the air fried crickets, and as you can see, they are pretty well cooked and they don't look too bad. They don't look that different to when you cook them in a pan or when you actually roast them in the oven. For probably next time, I might actually try to decrease the temperature and increase the time just slightly. This was only 20 minutes at 200 degrees, and to be honest, they actually come up pretty good. So I'll definitely be turning these guys into a powdered form because they won't have a lot of flavour, they won't be quite dry. And just quickly, what I might actually do is I might just do a little taste test review as well. The air fried. Yeah, they definitely got like a bit more of a burnt taste, so I think my camera's not focused very well, but I think for next time what I'll do is definitely decrease the temperature and then also increase the time, just to get rid of that little burnt taste. But overall, definitely something you guys can try at home, and yeah, a really quick and easy way to cook crickets. Now, you're probably wondering also where'd the dehydrator go? And it's actually, camera just keeps going focus. Oh, come on, stay focused. Here we go. Perfect. You're probably wondering where the dehydrator is, and it's just actually outside the garage. That will take probably another 4.5 hours to do. So once that's done, I'll bring it inside and we'll go from there. These are the air fried crickets just here, and what we'll actually do while we're waiting for the dehydrator to kick on is we're actually using NutriBullet to blend them up, but I'll take you outside real quickly just to show you guys the dehydrator. Because it's quite loud, I didn't want to just keep roasting them inside. So these guys have been going for about an hour, and 2 trays full, and they're still a little bit wet. So I think bang on will be 4 hours and it will be perfect. Just sitting out here next to the home gym. But yeah, see you guys in about 4 hours and we'll get back to blending up the crickets on the inside from the air fryer. hours in the dehydrator, so let's take a closer look at these crickets. This is what the crickets have come out looking like in the dehydrator. So this has taken 5 hours to get to this stage. And definitely the noticeable difference looking at it straight away is these crickets are a lot lighter in color compared to when we were using the air fryer. So now I'm going to turn these guys into some flour and let's check it out at the end. Alright, this is the final product, and as you can see that the dehydrator, the crickets create. Okay, this is the final product, and as you can see the crickets that came from the dehydrator is a much lighter color compared to the air fryer, and that would probably suggest that these guys got a little bit burnt in the process. So I will have to have a bit more of a play around with the settings for this. I would recommend, if you do want to try this at home, just make sure you turn it down to maybe 180 or even 170 and then cook them just a little bit longer so they get a little slow roast going on. But this is still super usable flour at the end of the day. But I do actually quite like the look of this. So me personally, I like the lighter color in my flour. I just think it's probably been a little bit more thoroughly cooked. So I'm really keen to use more of the dehydrator, and you can get a lot of crickets roasted throughout these stacks. So I think with this machine here, we can get about 30 plates stacked up. So really keen to see that. Well, there you have it. This was the dehydrator and the air fryer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really keen to do a bit of cooking with these, so if you do have any recipes at home with crickets, make sure you send them through. I've said the last couple of times in the videos, we are putting together a little recipe book, and there is also a few more recipes going up on the Instagram, so be sure to check those out there. We just recently made pizza dough, so that was a crash hot favorite in the household, so that's really cool. And then yeah, if you do have any thoughts or anything you want to add, or another way you can actually roast and cook crickets to then turn them into flour, hit us up on the channel. I'd really appreciate all the support we've been getting there recently. We've just cracked 400 subscribers, maybe even getting close to that 420 mark, so very, very cool. So yeah, thank you guys once again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.